4월 4일, 네, 첫 번째 쇄도잉입니다. The Diary of CEO. 상당히 내용이 빠른데 어떻게 쫓아갈 수 있을지 모르겠네요.
Which is never going to happen. Pierre Polyev, leader of his
피에르 폴리에브, leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition.
Majesty's loyal opposition. There's a quite significant problem.
There was a significant probability
That you could be
that you could be
Canada's next leader.
Canada's next leader.
And your team said, I can ask you whatever.
And your team said, I can ask you whatever I want.
Okay. So
Okay.
it appears that the United
So
States have made the decision to kind of go it alone in the
the United States have made the decision to kind of go it alone. And that is a very big stupid mistake. In Canada's case, we have everything the United States
needs if they
need
treat us like a friend.
if they treat us like a friend.
So, for example, we have
So, for example, we have the fourth biggest supply of oil. And if you look at the leading, which of these countries do you think the United States can most rely on?
I'm looking at the third vial there
And I'm looking at the third
in the row.
vial theory.
Has Trump taken the right course of action?
Has Trump taken the right course of action?
The Iranian government has been
Iranian government has been extremely hostile and very dangerous to Canada. They are leading world sponsor of terrorism.
And there's no doubt in my mind
And there's no doubt in my mind
that the
only reason that they are reaching uranium for purpose developing weapon. There's having North Korea initial action war.
But how do you think this plays
How
out?
do you
If Trump
think
had called you and asked for your support, would you have given it?
would you,
Let's put it this
well,
way.
let's put it this way.
What is the thing that you're most concerned
What is the thing that you are most concerned
We're
about?
overtaxing our pocket.
We are overtaxing our population. We are punishing initiative. We have 20,000 immigrant doctors who can work in medicine. Wages has been destroyed.
Young people can't start a family.
Or young people can't start a family in this country. And that is why the working class across the Western world is so angry. The good news is we can reverse all of it. And the other thing,
Is this?
I actually was really keen to talk about is this.
I can see the emotion in your face.
I can see the emotion in your face.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that in a while.
I hadn't thought about that in a while.
This is super interesting to me.
This is super interesting to me.
Team give me this report.
My team gave me this report to show me how many of you that watch this show
and some of you have told us,
and some of you have told us, according to this,
that you are
unsubscribed from the channel randomly.
So, favor to ask all of you.
So, favor to ask all of you.
Please, could you check right now if you've.
Please, could you check right now?
Hit the subscribe button.
If you hit the subscribe button. If you are a regular viewer of the show, and you're
approaching quite a significant
landmark on this show.
So if there was one simple
free you can do help my team everyone to keep this show free.
Week over week, it is just to hit that subscribe button. Double check if you've hit it. Only thing I'll ever ask of you.
Only.
Do we have a deal? If you do it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make sure every single week, every single month, we fight harder and harder and harder and harder to bring you the guests and conversations that you want to hear. I've stayed true to that promise since the very beginning of the Diary of a CEO, and I will not let you down. Please help us. Really appreciate it. Let's get on with the show. Pierre Polyev,
leader of His Majesty Royal Opposition.
There is so much I want to talk to you about.
There is so much truly fascinating, informative chat I really seldom seen on this show, and the political ambition.
But I think to start with, because it's just front of mind for me at the moment, is what the hell is going on
in the world?
And I mean, that's genuinely, I'm up all night trying to figure out if we're on the verge of World War III, what's going on with all these alliances
what's going on with all these alliances we used to have?
What is going on in the world?
What is going on in the world?
The history of starts really in
the history of start really in
the post-war period with
post-war period.
The massive increase in
with a massive increase in the power and the wealth of the United States. They unleashed the capitalist system.
They effectively buried
the Soviet Union just by the hustling, outproducing and outgrowing until the Soviet Union collapsed. And then a new authoritarian power struggle on the United States. China went from 80% its population living on less than second biggest country. At the same time, the American working class has been slowly screwed over relentless money printing that cost of living while also inflating the wealth of a small group of elites. And I think this resulted in a major pushback.
Now, some of that
was justified.
That pushback is justified.
That pushback is justified, but I also think some of it is very much unjustified. Tariffing countries like Canada make no sense.
You're the United States.
And if you're the United States, you should want more brand, more trade with those brands. And that's one of the reasons why I've been touching the United States to make the case for Canada and remind our American brand that they are stronger working with a country like Canada and the United Kingdom. Then they are pushing those natural allies away. It appears that United States made a decision to kind of go it along in the world. I mean, I was at Davos and I saw what Trump said. I saw a lot of things in the radio to their taking about turning Canada into one of the United States People's Boss state.
Is that what he said?
So what he said?
That's never going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
It seems to be very
adversarial.
Through my childhood.
And through my childhood and through my adulthood over the last 30 years. The US has always been not an individualistic, isolated force in the world.
What's going on here?
What's going on here?
I think that is a
very big strategic mistake. I think America ought to be better off working with the traditional Western alliance that helped the Cold War.
We had
a very big means as a nuclear-armed Soviet Union that was expansionary. Its empire was pushing eastward into Europe, and the response of the United States was to build a strong NATO alliance then to unleash its economy to just outproduce the Soviet. And being the in Canada's case, we have everything the United States need. If they'll treat us like a friend, we have the fourth biggest supplier of oil. You can see it. We could maybe pull that over here. This is the oil reserve by country. You can see Canada is number 4. And after us is Iraq, then the United States. But if you look at the leading pipe, which of these countries do you think the United States can most rely on? It is Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, Iran, or Iraq. No, it's Canada. It was very well with America refined, and we sell it to the United States at enormous price discount. Furthermore, we could build an enormous reserve of this oil so that the Strait of Hormuz to be closed. Just a random example. You are from the America's friend in neighboring Canada would have a couple $100 million that are already produced and ready for use if it's needed. So this is really kind of a rocket fuel for the Canadian economy. It's strategically important for our American brand. We could cooperate better on this if we got a friend pursue and a fully tariff arrangement with the U.S.
What's interesting when I look at these?
What's interesting when I look at these oil that we have on the table, and I see the Venezuela, Iran,
and then the US.
And the US. The US have a lot of oil.
Are in conflict with the United.
그만합시다. 아무래도 아직은 조금 이런 것 같네요. 좀 더 다른 것으로 연습을 하고 난 다음에 해야 될 것 같습니다. 네, 4월 4일에 두 번째 쉐도잉입니다. 리차드 팔만 바이오그래피.
Today we are talking about one of the most brilliant, playful, and fearless minds in history.
Yes.
A man who didn't just learn science, he lived it. A man who helped build the atomic bomb. A man who won the Nobel Prize. A man who played drums, cracked safes, questioned authority, and refused to think like everyone else. His name was Richard Feynman. But here is what makes his story powerful. He was not born as a genius who knew everything. He was a curious child, a boy who asked questions, a boy who loved to understand how things worked, a boy who refused to accept answers without proof. And that curiosity changed the world. Today, we will explore his full life story in 4 long chapters. Not just his success, but his struggles, his love, his pain, his personality, his mistakes, his bravery. And as you listen, you will not only learn about Richard Feynman, you will learn how to think differently. And as you listen to this story in simple and clear English, you will also improve your listening and understanding skills naturally. If you enjoy learning English through powerful real-life stories like this, make sure you subscribe and stay connected. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Asked Too Many Questions. Richard Feynman was born on May 11, 1918, in Queens, New York. His family was not rich. They were not scientists. They were not famous. But his father was something special. His father
His
believed
father
in one
believed in
powerful
one powerful
idea.
idea.
It's not
It's
important
not
to know the
important to
name
know
of
the name
something.
of something.
It's
It's
important to
important to know
understand how it
how it
works.
works.
This
The
idea
idea
shaped Richard's
shaped
life
Richard's
forever.
life forever.
While other
While
children
other
memorized
children
facts,
memorized facts,
Richard's father
Richard's
took him
father
on walks
took
and
him
asked
on walks and
questions.
asked questions.
He would point
He
to a
would
bird and say,
hold and say,
"You can know
"You
the name
can
of
know
that
the name
bird
of
in
that
many
bird in
languages,
many languages,
but do you know why it
do you
behaves
know
the way
why
it does?"
behaves the way it does?"
That lesson
That
was
lesson
powerful.
was powerful.
Feynman learned early that memorizing is not intelligence. Understanding is intelligence. He was not interested in just repeating what teachers said. He wanted to know
He
why.
wanted to know why.
Why does
Why
light
does
behave like that?
like that?
Why do magnets attract? Why do numbers work the way they do? He was not satisfied with simple answers. As a teenager, Richard became famous in his neighborhood for fixing radios. But here's the interesting part. He didn't just randomly fix them. He would sit quietly. He would listen. He would think deeply. He would imagine the flow of electricity in his mind. He could see the problem without touching the device at first. People thought it was magic, but it wasn't magic. It was logical thinking. He didn't panic. He didn't guess. He analyzed. That calm thinking became his superpower. You might think he was perfect in school. No, he made mistakes. He was playful. He sometimes broke rules. He joked around. But when it came to physics and mathematics, his focus was intense. He loved solving problems. Not because he wanted grades, but because he enjoyed the puzzle. This is very important. He learned for joy, not for approval. That is why his learning became powerful. Richard went to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. There, he studied physics seriously. But even at MIT, he was different. While other students memorized formulas, he tried to rederive everything from scratch. He would ask himself, if I didn't know this formula, could I figure it out myself? That mindset made him stronger than others. He was not copying knowledge. He was rebuilding it inside his own brain. That creates true mastery. During this time, something else happened. He fell deeply in love with a girl named Arlene Greenbaum. They met when they were young. They connected emotionally. They laughed together. They understood each other. But life was not easy. Arlene became seriously ill with tuberculosis, which was very dangerous at that time. Doctors warned Richard, if you marry her, your life will become difficult. But he didn't care. He loved her. And love is stronger than fear. He married her even though he knew her illness was serious. This shows something important about Feynman. He was not just a scientist. He was a human being with deep emotions and loyalty. After MIT, Feynman went to Princeton for his PhD. He was young, brilliant, curious, full of energy. But the world was changing. World War II had begun, and the United States was secretly working on a project that would change history forever. The Manhattan Project, a secret mission to build the first atomic bomb. And Richard Feynman, still a young scientist, was invited to join. He didn't fully understand the political consequences at that time. He was excited about solving big scientific problems. He wanted to push physics to its limits. And that decision would place him at the center of one of the most powerful and controversial events in human history. Richard Feynman was still very young when he joined the Manhattan Project. He was only in his mid-20s. Imagine that. In your mid-20s, most people are still trying to understand life. But Feynman was about to help build the most powerful weapon the world had ever seen. The Manhattan Project was a secret operation during World War II. The goal was clear but terrifying. build the
build
atomic bomb before
Nazi
Germany does.
Germany does.
If Germany built it first, the world could change forever. That fear created urgency, and urgency created pressure. Huge pressure. Feynman moved to Los Alamos, New Mexico. It was a secret laboratory in the desert. Scientists from all over the country were brought there. The greatest minds of the time were working together. Robert Oppenheimer was leading the project. Security was extremely strict. You could not tell anyone what you were doing. Letters were censored. Phones were monitored. People were watched. It was like living in a spy movie. But inside this secret world, Feynman was still himself. Curious, playful, fearless. While working on the bomb, Feynman became famous not only for physics, but for cracking safes. Every scientist had a safe in their office. Inside those safes were secret documents, important calculations, critical information. Feynman became curious. He wondered, how secure are these safes really? So he studied how they worked, not to steal secrets, not to cause harm, but because he loved understanding systems. And guess what? He discovered many of them were poorly secured. He would open safes just to prove that security wasn't as strong as people believed. He even left funny notes inside some safes like, I borrowed document number X. People were shocked. Security officers were embarrassed. But Feynman wasn't doing it for chaos. He was exposing weakness in the system. He believed in truth over authority, even in a high-pressure military environment. At Los Alamos, Feynman worked on complex calculations. Very complex. But let's explain it simply. To build an atomic bomb, scientists had to understand how tiny particles, atoms, behave when split. When you split certain atoms, they release enormous energy. But controlling that reaction required precise mathematics. Feynman became responsible for coordinating calculations. He created systems to make teamwork more efficient. He simplified complex problems. He helped others think clearly. He wasn't just smart, he was practical. He believed if you can't explain something clearly, you don't understand it deeply. That idea became one of his life philosophies. But while he was solving scientific puzzles, his heart was breaking. His wife Arlene was getting weaker. She was in a hospital far away. Her tuberculosis was getting worse. Feynman visited her whenever he could, even though people warned him about the risks, even though the disease was dangerous. He loved her deeply, and love does not calculate risk like science does. While the world was focused on building a weapon, he was watching the person he loved slowly fade away. Imagine that emotional weight. Working on the most destructive weapon in history, while the love of your life is dying. That kind of pressure would break many people. But Feynman continued. Not because he was cold, but because he separated emotions and work when necessary. He carried pain quietly. In July 1945, the bomb was ready. They tested it in the desert. This test was called Trinity. When it exploded, it created a massive flash of light, a powerful shockwave. A new era began. Feynman later described the moment. He did not feel pure joy. He felt something complicated. Excitement, shock, confusion. Soon after, bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Thousands of people died. The war ended. But the world changed forever. Feynman later admitted something important. At that time, he did not deeply think about the moral consequences. He was focused on the science, on solving the problem. But later in life, he reflected on it more seriously. He realized how powerful science can be, and how dangerous it can be too. After the war ended, something unexpected happened. Feynman felt
left
empty.
empty.
He
He
lost
lost
Arlene in
Arlene in 1945.
She
She
passed
passed away
before the war ended.
ended.
He
He
lost the
the
person he loved most. The
The
war
war
was
was over.
over. The
The
big mission was complete. But he felt no excitement, no joy, no direction. He once said that after the bomb, physics felt unimportant for a while. He questioned meaning. He questioned purpose. He questioned everything. That shows something powerful. Even geniuses go through dark seasons. Even brilliant minds feel lost sometimes. Success does not protect you from emotional pain. Feynman did not stay in that dark place forever. One day he saw something simple, a plate spinning in a cafeteria. He became curious. He started calculating how the plate was wobbling in the air, just for fun. No pressure, no war, no big mission, just curiosity. And something returned, joy. He remembered why he loved physics, not for fame, not for power, not for war, but for curiosity. That moment restarted his career. Sometimes the biggest comeback begins with a small spark. Chapter 3. The Rebel Professor and the Nobel Prize. After the war, Richard Feynman began teaching at Cornell University. On paper, this looked like success. He was a respected scientist. He had worked on the most important project of the war. He was brilliant. But inside, he felt different. He felt confused. He felt disconnected. He felt like his passion for physics had disappeared. And that is very important. Even geniuses lose motivation. Even successful people feel lost. One day in the cafeteria, he saw something simple. A student threw a plate into the air. The plate was spinning. It was wobbling. It was dancing in the air. Most people ignored it. But Feynman stared at it. He asked himself, how exactly is it wobbling? He started calculating for fun. No pressure, no competition, no war, no expectation. Just pure curiosity. That small moment brought his joy back. He realized something powerful. When you remove pressure and return to curiosity, creativity returns. This simple plate led him back to deep research. And that research would eventually lead to something groundbreaking. Now we enter something complex. Feynman began working on how light and matter interact. In physics, this is called quantum electrodynamics, QED. That sounds complicated. Imagine light as tiny packets of energy called photons. These photons interact with tiny particles like electrons. The question was, how exactly do these interactions happen? The math behind it was extremely difficult. Other scientists struggled. The equations were messy, confusing, almost impossible to manage. But Feynman had a different way of thinking. Instead of complicated long equations, he drew pictures. Yes, pictures. He created simple diagrams to represent particle interactions. Today, we call them Feynman diagrams. These drawings simplified extremely complex physics. They made it easier for scientists to understand what was happening. He turned abstract mathematics into visual storytelling. That was his genius. He did not just solve problems. He changed how people think about problems. In 1965, Richard Feynman won the Nobel Prize in Physics. He shared it with two other scientists. The prize was given for their work on quantum electrodynamics. This was one of the highest honors in science. But here is what makes this moment powerful. He did not chase the Nobel Prize. He chased understanding. He loved solving puzzles. The prize came later. That is a big lesson. When you focus on mastery, recognition follows. When you chase recognition first, mastery often disappears. After Cornell, Feynman moved to Caltech, California Institute of Technology. This is where he became legendary, but not in a normal way. Most professors are serious, formal, distant. Feynman was different. He joked in class. He challenged students. He made complex ideas feel simple. He believed, if you cannot explain something in simple language, you do not truly understand it. That philosophy became famous. His lectures were not boring. They were exciting. He could explain the most complex physics in everyday words. He did not try to sound intelligent. He tried to make others understand. That is true intelligence. When he won the Nobel Prize, many doors opened. He received invitations to elite events, exclusive conferences, high-status dinners. But Feynman did not like fake importance. He once refused to attend certain events because he felt they were based on ego. He disliked titles. He disliked hierarchy. He disliked people pretending to be superior. He once said something powerful. I would rather have questions that can't be answered than answers that can't be questioned. That sentence shows his character. He respected curiosity more than authority. He believed in questioning everything, even himself. There was another side of Feynman that surprises many people. He loved playing bongo drums. Yes, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist who played drums passionately. He learned to play during his time in Brazil. He even performed publicly. He did not care what others thought. Some scientists criticized him. They thought it looked unprofessional. But Feynman did not live to impress people. He lived fully. He painted. He played music. He explored. He experimented. He refused to limit himself to one identity. He showed the world that intelligence and fun can exist together. After Arlene passed away, Feynman remarried. His second marriage, to marry Louise Bell, did not last long. It ended in divorce. Later, he married Gwyneth Howarth. With Gwyneth, he found stability. They had a son, Carl, and later adopted a daughter, Michelle. He was not just a scientist. He was a father. He played with his children. He taught them curiosity. He encouraged questions. He carried forward the same mindset his father gave him. Curiosity over memorization. Understanding over ego. In 1986, something happened that once again placed Feynman at the center of history. The Space Shuttle Challenger exploded shortly after launch. The entire nation was shocked. 7 astronauts died. A commission was formed to investigate the cause. Richard Feynman was chosen as a member. Many officials tried to hide the real problem, but Feynman did not tolerate dishonesty. During a live television hearing, he performed a simple experiment. He took a small piece of rubber O-ring. He put it in ice water. He showed how it lost flexibility in cold temperature. He explained simply, the O-ring failed because of cold weather. This failure caused the explosion. In front of millions of viewers, he exposed the truth. Simple, clear, powerful. That moment showed his character again. Truth over reputation. Clarity over politics. He did not care about power structures. He cared about facts. Later in life, Feynman was diagnosed with cancer. Even while facing death, he remained curious. He asked doctors questions. He studied his own medical condition. He approached illness like a scientist. When he knew the end was near, he said something unforgettable. I would hate to die twice. It's so boring. Even in the face of death, he kept humor. He passed away on February 15, 1988, but his mind never truly left. His lectures, his books, his ideas, his diagrams, they continue teaching millions. Chapter 4. The legacy of a
Legacy
curious
of a
mind.
curious mind.
As Richard
As
Feynman grew
Richard
older,
grew older,
something interesting happened.
happened.
He became
He
more than a
became more than
physicist.
a physicist.
He became a symbol. Not a symbol of perfection, not a symbol of seriousness, but a symbol of curiosity. And that is powerful. Because curiosity is something anyone can develop. You don't need to be born a genius. You need to ask better questions. One of Feynman's greatest legacies was not his Nobel Prize. It was his teaching. At Caltech, he gave a series of lectures that later became famous as the Feynman Lectures on Physics. These lectures were not written like a normal textbook. They were alive. He explained physics in simple language. He would break down complex ideas into small, understandable parts. For example, instead of just giving formulas, he would ask, what is really happening here? He wanted students to see the logic, not just memorize the result. Many students said something powerful about him. When Feynman explained something, it felt obvious. That is the highest level of mastery. When something extremely complex feels simple. Today, decades later, those lectures are still used in universities around the world. His voice is still teaching. His mind is still guiding. Over time, people began to talk about something called the Feynman technique. It is a simple learning method inspired by him. The idea is very powerful. 1. Learn something. 2. Try to explain it in simple language, as if you are teaching a child. 3. Find where you struggle. 4. Go back and study again. If you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it deeply. This technique is used today by students, entrepreneurs, engineers, and even language learners. Because it works. It forces clarity. It removes illusion. It destroys fake knowledge. Feynman hated pretending. He once said, the first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. That sentence alone can change your life. Feynman did not try to look smart. He did not try to impress. He did not speak in complicated language to confuse people. In fact, he criticized scientists who used big words to hide weak understanding. He valued honesty over image. He valued truth over popularity. Even when he was part of powerful institutions, he stayed independent. That independence made him different. It made him respected, and sometimes controversial. But he did not live to be comfortable. He lived to be real. Many people chase titles: doctor, professor, Nobel Prize winner. But Feynman never chased titles. He chased questions. He chased problems. He chased puzzles. He once said that he would be happy just solving problems, even if nobody recognized him. That mindset is rare. And that is why his success was so strong, because it was not built on ego. It was built on passion. When his health became worse, he knew time was limited. But even then, he was calm. He did not complain about unfairness. He did not ask, why me? He approached death the same way he approached science, with curiosity. He wanted to understand. He wanted to learn. He faced it honestly. On February 15th, 1988, Richard Feynman passed away. He was 69 years old. But something important happened. His body stopped. His influence did not. Today, Richard Feynman is remembered as one of the greatest physicists of the 20th century, a revolutionary teacher, a fearless truth seeker, a playful thinker. His books like Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman, and What Do You Care What Other People Think are still read worldwide. His diagrams are still used in physics research. His learning method is taught in productivity and education circles. His life is studied not just for science, but for
but for
mindset.
mindset.
Let's make this
Let's
simple.
make it simple.
Why was
Why
Feynman
was
so
Feynman
special?
so special?
Not because he was
Not
born
because
with
he was born with
superpowers.
superpowers.
Not because he memorized faster.
Best.
Not because he
Not
acted
because he
serious.
acted serious.
He was different because he asked why again and again. He refused to pretend. He loved understanding more than applause. He stayed curious like a child. He simplified instead of complicating. That combination is powerful. Very powerful. Richard Feynman teaches us something beyond physics. He teaches us how to think. He teaches us do not memorize blindly. Do not accept authority without question. Do not pretend to understand. Do not stop being curious. Curiosity is more powerful than talent. Honesty is more powerful than ego. Clarity is more powerful than complexity. And joy is more powerful than pressure. If you study Feynman's life carefully, you see a pattern. He did not try to become a legend. He tried to understand the world. And in doing that, he became a legend. That is the paradox of greatness. When you stop chasing greatness and start chasing understanding, greatness often follows. Richard Feynman did not just explain the universe. He showed us how to explore it with courage, with curiosity, with joy. And that is why his story still matters.
리차드 파이만의 전기였습니다. 네, 세 번째 4월 4일에 섀도잉은 뉴스입니다. 오늘의 뉴스가 되겠습니다.
Using real-world news in English today. We're turning today's headlines into Cambridge exam strategies with English subtitles. Let's level up your
English fast.
BBC News with
Daniel Pam Bondi has been sacked from her position as U.S. Attorney General, replaced temporarily by President Obama congressional lawyer Todd Blanche, was a close ally handling of release of file related to latest sex offenders. Iron War said the president had become impatient with her department.
Donald Trump has tried to
take control of Department Justice. Picture his face on the building here in Washington. He has called several of his political foes, former director at FBI James Comey, Federal Reserve Chair John Powell. Progress of some of this investigation is the second that kept Mr. Has Powell after he got Homeland Secretary. The U.S. and Israel have carried out widespread airstrike across Iran a day after President repeated his threat. A day after President Trump repeated his threat to bomb the country back to the Stone Age.
A bridge still being built,
which Mr. Trump claimed was the biggest in Iran, was hit and an historic institute known for producing vaccine was destroyed. Separately, 100 experts in the international law have warned of serious violation by U.S., Israel, Iran, and the world in the Middle East. Academic formal government officials conduct and rhetoric of the U.S. is a profound concern in some inconsistent to war crime. Tom Bateman has more detail. Law expert, attack of nuclear
which prohibits the use of force
prohibit the use of force outside of self-defense or when authorized by U.S. Security Council. They also point alarming rhetoric being used by U.S. officials, including President Trump's threat to alleviate Iran's power plant.
They highlight the
highlight attack on school
on the war's first day.
Minerva on the war's first day, with evidence that was a result of U.S. strike, saying it could amount to a war crime. The White House has said that the president does not make decisions based on what they describe as so-called experts, but in the best interest of American people. NASA has given the crew of Ori spacecraft the green light to head it.
It means all systems are working and the capsules
on
at
the
the right
capsule,
orientation.
right orientation, and the position for what's
Translunar
called
injection
translunar injection burn.
Arunade
Mukherjee is at the Kennedy Space Center. It's going to take about 3 to 4 days, and on day 5 and day 6 is the time around which they enter moon's sphere of influence. That's the time, and they then go and do the lunar flyby. They go behind to the deep side of the moon,
which is a very critical time.
Which is a very critical time.
Yes, they do lose
they do lose communication with the mission control, but that is also the time when they are going to be doing a lot of the observation. A lot of the learning of lunar environment is going to come within that window. You are listening to the world news from the BBC.
The U.S.
Defense Security Pete Hegseth has asked the Army Chief of Staff General Randy Jones to step down and retire immediately. An extraordinary move amid an ongoing war with Iran. General George had been expected to serve until 2027, completing a typical 4 year in the post. But Mr. Hegseth's team said in a brief written statement that the defense secretary had decided to go in another direction. The Nigerian President Bola Tinubu has promised to bring to justice those responsible for the killing of 30 people in the central city of Jos last Sunday. Meeting relatives of those murdered, Mr. Tinubu said he would do all he could to ensure there was no repetition. Makapi Okapa reported from Lagos. The president ordered the country secretary chief to track down those responsible for the killings following his visit. The authorities announced a plan to deploy oversized AI-enabled camera to support law enforcement in the state. The president also approved the recruiting of 1,000 police guards to support local security. The military says it would deploy additional troops to protect presidents and restore order. Plateau State has a long history of violence, often linked to the ethnic and religious dispute, and sometimes between farmers and herders. President Trump has signed an executive order imposing 100 Taliban brand pharmacy imported into the U.S. The move is intended to cut prescription drug price by encouraging companies to manufacture in the U.S. or to government price deal. Scientists and designers have unveiled a handbag made with artificial leather, grown in a laboratory using protein extracted from Tyrannosaurus rex fossils. 3 farms have used AI-assisted biology to produce new DNA, fossilized collagen protein. The DNA was then synthesized into a specialized cell to make a material that behaves like leather.
BBC News.
Why was Pam Bondi removed from her position as U.S. Attorney General? She resigned to join Donald Trump. No, she was criticized. No, she refused. She was
Pam Bondi has been sacked from her position as US Attorney General and replaced temporarily by President Trump's former personal lawyer, Todd Blanche. Ms. Bondi was a close ally of Mr. Trump, but had been criticized for her handling of the release of files relating to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Ione Wells says the president has become impatient with her department.
Donald Trump has tried to take control of the Department of Justice, even putting a picture of his face on the building here in Washington. He has called for investigations and prosecutions of several of his political foes, including the former director of the FBI, James Comey, and the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell. But he's been frustrated at the progress of some of these investigations. It's the second cabinet secretary Mr. Trump has fired in less than a month after he got rid of Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary.
Answer is B. Why are international law experts concerned about the recent attack on Iran? They believe the UN Security Council authorized too much force. B. They claim the strike was a clear breach.
The US and Israel have carried out widespread airstrikes across Iran, a day after President Trump repeated his threat to bomb the country back to the Stone Age. A bridge still being built, which Mr. Trump claimed was the biggest in Iran, was hit, and an historic institute known for producing vaccines was destroyed. Separately, 100 experts in international law have warned of serious violations by the US, Israel, and Iran in the war in the Middle East. The academics and former government officials say both the conduct and rhetoric of the US is profoundly concerning and, in some instances, could amount to war crimes. Tom Bateman has more details.
The law experts say the attack on Iran was a clear breach of the United Nations Charter, which prohibits the use of force outside of self-defense.
오늘은 네 번째 셋을 Think in English like a native.
You are not alone. Thinking in English is the key to fluency. And today I will show you how to do it step by step. Comment below. Do you still translate in your head, or do you speak naturally? Let's talk. Chapter 1. When I couldn't think in English, I still remember the first time I tried to speak English. My friend asked me a simple question. How are you? But my brain stopped working. I heard the question. I knew what it meant, but I didn't know how to answer. My mind went blank. I started thinking in my own language. Then I tried to translate it into English, but it was too slow, too confusing, too hard. I said nothing. I just smiled. My friend waited, but I stayed quiet. I was too scared to speak. I didn't want to make a mistake. I didn't want to look foolish. That moment stayed in my memory. I felt like I had failed, not because I didn't know English, but because I didn't know how to think in English. Every time I wanted to say something, I first had to think in my language. Then I had to find English words. Then I had to make a sentence. It took time. It made me nervous. By the time I finished translating in my head, the moment was gone. The conversation had already moved on. I felt left behind. I felt slow. I felt like English was not for me. At school, it was the same. The teacher asked questions in English. I understood a little, but when I tried to speak, I had to translate every word. I looked down at my book. I didn't want the teacher to call my name. My classmates were quick. They answered fast. They didn't need to translate. They spoke from their mind. But I was stuck in my head, moving words from one language to another. At home, I practiced English. I wrote words. I read sentences. I listened to English songs. But when it was time to speak, I still froze. I still thought in my first language. It was like a wall between my brain and my mouth. I knew something was wrong. I was learning English words. I was studying grammar. But I was not thinking in English. One night I sat alone. I felt frustrated. I thought, why am I not improving? I asked myself a simple question. Do I ever think in English? The answer was no. I only studied English. I never lived in it. My brain was still using my native language all day. Even during English class, I was thinking in my own words. That's when I realized the problem was not my speaking. The problem was my thinking. That night I made a decision. I told myself, from tomorrow I will start thinking in English. I didn't know how. I didn't know if I could do it, but I was ready to try. I wanted to change something. I was tired of being silent. I was tired of feeling slow. I was tired of feeling behind. I wanted to speak freely. I wanted to speak without translating. I wanted to think in English. The next morning, I woke up and tried something new. Instead of saying it in my native language, I said in my mind, I wake up. Then I said, I go to the bathroom. I wash my face. I brush my teeth. These were small sentences, but they were mine. I was not speaking out loud. I was speaking in my brain. It felt strange. It felt slow. But it felt like a new beginning. That day I walked to school. On the way I looked at things, a tree, a dog, a car. I tried to say them in English in my mind. That is a tree. A dog is running. A red car is fast. These were small thoughts, but they were important. They were training my brain to think in English, not just learn it, but think it. At school, I listened more carefully. I tried to think in English during the lessons. I stopped translating everything. I let the English words enter my head and stay there. I didn't always understand, but I tried. I accepted that I would not get everything. But if I kept thinking in English, I would get better slowly, day by day. That week was hard. My brain wanted to go back to my native language. It was easier, faster. But I kept going. I said to myself, no, keep thinking in English. Even if it's simple, even if it's wrong, just keep going. After a few days, something amazing happened. I was walking with my classmate. She asked, "Are you free this weekend?" And I answered without thinking in my language, "Yes, I'm free." Why? It came out naturally. I didn't translate. I didn't plan. It just came from my mind. That was the moment. The moment I knew I was changing. I was not just learning English. I was becoming English in my mind. That was my first small success. It gave me hope. It told me, you can do this. I smiled the whole day. Not because of a big achievement, but because I thought and spoke without translation. That moment changed everything for me. It was not the end. It was just the beginning. If you also freeze while speaking, if you also translate everything, if your brain becomes empty when someone talks in English, I understand you. I was there, but I changed. And if I can do it, you can too.
You can
You don't need to speak perfectly. You just need to think in English first. Your words will follow. Let's take this journey together, step by step, word by word, thought by thought. It begins now. Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
What is thinking in English, and why is it different? When I first heard people say, you must think in English, I didn't understand what they meant. I thought, but how can I do that? I think in my language. That's natural for me. I believed thinking in English was only for people who grew up with English, people who watched cartoons in English, people who lived in America or the UK, not for someone like me. But I was wrong. Thinking in English is not magic. It is not a gift. It is a habit. Just like brushing your teeth every morning or tying your shoes. It's something you train your brain to do. I didn't believe it at first, but then I started doing something small, something simple. I stopped saying everything in my native language. I started saying little things in English just inside my head. I remember one morning, I woke up, looked around, and said to myself in English, "This is my bed. It is soft. I feel tired." I didn't speak it out loud. I just said it in my brain. I was slow. I made mistakes, but I kept going. I told myself, this is how I will train my brain. Thinking in English means using English when you talk to yourself. Yes, we all talk to ourselves. When we look at our phone and say, I need to reply later. When we see food and think, this looks good. When we're tired and think, I want to rest. These are small thoughts, but they are powerful because they are with you all day. When I started to change those small thoughts into English, something strange happened. I didn't need to pause when speaking anymore. I didn't need to translate every word in my mind. I just said what I was already thinking in English. It was faster. It was easier. It felt natural. Before, I would think like this. Okay, what's that in English? I am hungry. Now my mind says directly, I am hungry. No translation, just thinking and speaking. That is the difference. When you translate in your head, your brain is doing double work. First, it understands in one language. Then it tries to find the words in English. That takes time, and in conversation, time is short. People don't wait. You feel pressure, you feel lost. That is why translating does not work. You need to think in English so you can speak in English. I also learned something important. Thinking in English does not mean thinking in perfect grammar. It means using simple words, short sentences, and everyday thoughts. You don't need to say, according to the situation, I am experiencing fatigue. You just say, I feel tired. That's English thinking. Real English. Easy English. The kind people use in daily life. At first, my thoughts in English were very simple. I like this. This is bad. I am walking. It is hot today. But these small thoughts helped me grow. They were like seeds in my brain. And every day I thought in English, those seeds became trees. Trees full of words, full of confidence, full of fluency. One day, I was walking home from school. I looked up and said in my mind, the sky is blue today. It looks peaceful. I smiled. Not
Not
because the sky
because
was
the sky was
beautiful, but
beautiful,
because
but
my
because
brain
my
said
brain
it in
said
English
it in
without
English without
translating.
translating.
That
That
moment felt
moment felt
special.
special.
That was the
That
moment
was
I
the moment
truly
I truly
believed.
believed
I
I
can
can
think
sing
in
in
English.
English.
And when I
And
could
when I
think in
could
English,
sing in
I could
English, I
also
could
speak in
also speak in
English.
English.
Many
No,
learners
no, no,
ask
no,
me,
ask me.
but isn't it
But
hard? Isn't it
isn't
slow?
it slow?
I tell
I
them the
tell them
truth.
the truth.
Yes,
Yes, at
at
first,
first, it is
it is
hard.
hard.
At
At
first,
first,
it is
it
slow,
is slow,
but only
but
for a little
only
while.
for a little while.
After a few
After
days
a
or
few days
weeks,
or
your
weeks,
brain
your
starts to
brain starts to
change.
change.
It becomes
It becomes
faster.
faster.
It becomes
It
used
becomes
to the new
used
habit.
to a new habit.
You don't even
You
notice
don't
you are
even
thinking
notice
in
you're
English
thinking
anymore.
English anymore.
It just
It
happens.
just happens.
That's why
That's
I
why
always
I
say,
always say,
don't wait for
don't wait
perfect
for
grammar.
perfect
Don't
grammar.
wait for
Don't wait
big
for big
words.
words.
Start thinking
Start
in
thinking in
small,
small,
baby
baby
English.
English.
Say
Say
simple things
simple
to
things to
yourself.
yourself.
Repeat them.
Repeat them.
Build them.
Build them.
Grow them.
Grow them.
This is how you
This is
train
how
your
you
brain.
train your brain.
One big
One
moment
big
in my
moment
journey
is
came
my
when I
journey
watched a
was
cartoon.
the
It
cartoon.
was a simple
A
show.
simple show.
A character
A
was
character
walking
was
and he said,
walking.
I lost
I
my
lost my
keys.
keys.
My brain
My
repeated
brain
it
repeated it
automatically.
automatically.
I lost my
I lost
keys.
my key.
I smiled.
I smiled.
I didn't
I
plan it.
didn't plan.
I didn't try.
I didn't try.
My brain just
My
picked it
brain.
up because I was already thinking in English. This is how it
This
works.
is how it works.
You think in
You
English.
think in English.
You listen in
listen
English.
to English.
You repeat in English. And slowly,
Slowly,
you live
you
in
live
English.
in English.
Even if you are
Even
not
if
in
you
an
are not
English-speaking country,
English-speaking country,
your brain
your
doesn't need a
brain does
visa.
not need.
It just
It
needs a
just
habit.
need a habit.
So
So
today,
today,
I want you
I
to try
want you to
something.
try something.
Wherever you are,
Wherever you are,
stop for 1
stop
minute.
for 1 minute.
Look
Look
around.
around.
Say what you see
Say
in
what you
English
see
in your
in
mind.
your mind.
This is my phone. My hands are cold. A bird is flying. It is quiet here. Anything. Just try. That is how you begin. That is how your
That is
journey
how your journey
starts.
starts.
That is how I started
How I
too.
started too.
You don't need
You don't
books to
need
think in
books to
English.
think in English.
You need
You
courage.
need the courage.
You need
a
habit.
habit.
And you need to
And you
believe
need
that
to
your
believe
brain
that
can
your
learn
brain
this.
can learn this.
Just like mine
Just
did.
like a mind.
You are not
You are
too
not.
late. You are not too weak. You just need to begin. Chapter 3. The day I stopped translating. I still remember the exact day it happened. The day I stopped translating every English word in my head. It was a normal day. I didn't plan it. I didn't expect anything special. But something inside me changed, and that small change made a big difference. I was walking to the market. The weather was nice. The sun was soft. The road was quiet. I looked around and started talking to myself, not in my language, but in English. I said, I'm going to the market. Then I need to buy some apples. I hope they are fresh today. These were small thoughts, but they came fast. I didn't stop to translate. I didn't pause. The sentences came from my mind like water from a tap. And that's when I realized I was thinking in English. Before that day, I always had to stop and think first in my language, then try to find the English words. It felt heavy. It felt slow. But that day, the words came without effort. It felt light. It felt natural. I smiled. Not because I was speaking English, but because I was finally thinking in English. This didn't happen suddenly. It happened because of small habits. For many days, I had been practicing little thoughts in English. I trained my brain every morning and night. I said things like, I am brushing my teeth. It's raining today. I am feeling tired. These small thoughts added up. They became stronger every day. My brain got used to them. And then one day, it stopped needing translation. That moment was a big turning point in my journey because for the first time I felt free. Free from translation. Free from fear. Free from the feeling of being slow. I was not perfect. My grammar was not perfect. My words were still simple. But I was thinking in English, and that changed everything. Later that same day, something even more powerful happened. At the market, a shopkeeper asked me, "Do you want anything else?" Without thinking, I said, "No, that's all. Thank you." It came out naturally. No fear, no planning, no translation, just a sentence from my mind to my mouth. I didn't even realize it until I walked away. Then I stopped and smiled. I said to myself, "You did it. You just answered in English without thinking in your language first." That was the real moment. The moment I knew my brain had changed. I no longer needed to translate everything. I was building English directly inside my mind. That night I sat alone. I thought about that moment again and again. It was small, just one sentence, but it meant a lot to me. It was a sign that my daily practice was working, a sign that I was not wasting time, a sign that I was becoming fluent. I want to be honest with you. Before that day, I often felt frustrated. I thought I would never stop translating. I thought it would take years. I felt tired. I wanted to give up, but I didn't. I told myself to keep going, even if it's slow, even if it's hard. And I'm glad I did, because that moment at the market showed me something. It showed me that thinking in English is not something big and far away. It's not something only smart people can do. It's not something you have to wait years to reach. It's something you build step by step, day by day, thought by thought. From that day, my confidence grew. I started speaking more. I made more mistakes, but I also learned more. I no longer feared the silence in my head, because now the silence was filled with English thoughts. If you are watching this and still translating everything, I want to tell you something important. It will not always be this way. Your brain can change. It just needs practice. It needs time. But more than that, it needs belief. You must believe that you can think in English, even if today you can't. Even if today you feel slow. Even if today your mind goes blank. Because one day, just like me, you will speak without planning. You will reply without translating. You will think in English without even noticing. And that will be the day you remember forever. You won't remember what you said. You will remember how you felt. That lightness, that flow, that freedom. That day will come for you too. But it starts now, with one small habit, one simple line. Say to yourself, "I can think in English." Say it every morning. Say it during your walks. Say it before you sleep. Your brain is ready. It just needs your permission. So give it. Chapter 4. How I trained my brain to think in English daily. When I first heard people say, "Train your brain to think in English," I felt confused. I asked myself, how can I train my brain? It sounded like something difficult, something only smart people could do. But later, I found out it was not hard. It was simple. I just needed small daily steps. I just needed a habit. At that time, I didn't speak English fluently. My brain always translated. Every word, every sentence, everything came first in my native language. Then I changed it to English. That's why I was slow. That's why I was silent. That's why I was afraid. But then, one evening, I sat quietly. I took a notebook and wrote one sentence. Today, I will think in English. That one line became my new rule, my new life, my new practice. The next morning, I woke up. I looked at the ceiling and said in my mind, I am waking up. That was my first thought in English. Then I sat up. I am sitting. Then I walked to the bathroom. I am walking. I am brushing. I am washing my face. These were simple thoughts, but they were all in English. I didn't use big grammar. I didn't think too much. I just followed my actions. Whatever I did, I said it in English in my mind, slowly and clearly, again and again. That was my first daily training, describing my actions in English. It worked because I didn't need any book. I didn't need a teacher. I just needed myself and my daily routine. After a few days, I added something new. I started to describe things around me. This bed is soft. The window is open. My shirt is blue. The tea is hot. These were my second step, describing things I saw around me in English. I didn't speak out loud. I just spoke in my brain. I used simple words. If I didn't know a word, I used another word or I skipped it. I didn't stop. I kept going because I knew this was my training. One day, while walking on the street, I saw a tree. I didn't just say, "This is a tree." I said, "The tree is tall. Its leaves are green. The wind is moving them." And then I smiled, because I was not translating anymore. I was thinking directly in English. That was the moment I realized my brain was learning a new way, the English way. Another thing I did every day was asking myself small questions. What time is it? What will I do today? What do I want to eat? How do I feel? These were my thinking questions. I answered them in English, even if the answers were short. I feel sleepy. I want rice. I don't know yet. These were small conversations with myself. This was my third training step, self-talk questions in English, and it helped a lot. I made a list of daily questions and read them every morning. I answered them every day. Sometimes I said the same answers, but I didn't care. I was not doing it for grammar. I was doing it for fluency, for habit, for confidence. Then came the best part. I started to use my imagination. At night, before sleeping, I closed my eyes. I imagined myself in a shop. I imagined talking to someone. "Hello, can I buy this? How much?" Or I imagined I was in a park. "It's a nice day. The sky is blue. Children are playing." I didn't speak these words. I just imagined them. I just thought them in English. That was the fourth step. Imaginary English scenes in my mind. This was powerful because it felt real. My brain didn't know if it was real or not. It just practiced. And slowly, my brain became faster, more confident, more comfortable. I also started watching English videos, but I changed one thing. I didn't just listen. I paused the video and repeated the words in my mind. I said the next line before the speaker or after him. This helped me copy their speed, their words, their feelings. I shadowed them in my brain. That was my fifth training, silent shadowing practice. Day by day, I felt the change. My brain started to feel different. It didn't look for my first language anymore. It looked for English words. I started thinking faster. I started feeling more fluent. I was not translating. I was living in English even without speaking. Some people asked me, "Did you go to a course?" I said, "No. I just trained my brain every day in simple ways, in small ways, but with big belief. And that belief, that small decision, changed my life. If you are still thinking in your language, if you are still slow when you speak, if you still feel blocked inside your head, I understand. But please remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin today. Now say your first English sentence in your brain. Look around. Say what you see. Ask yourself questions. Describe your actions. Use your imagination. Make it a habit. Because when you train your brain, your words will follow. And one day, without fear, without planning, you will speak English like it's part of you. Chapter 5. Shadowing helped me think in English. Faster one day, I found something that changed the speed of my English thinking. It was something simple, but it worked like magic. It was called shadowing. I didn't know what shadowing meant at first. I thought it was something difficult. But then I watched a video. The person said, "Listen to English, then repeat it immediately. Copy the speaker's words, tone, and speed." That was it. No grammar, no textbook, just listening and copying. I wanted to try it. I wanted to see if it could help me think in English faster. So, I picked a short video on YouTube. It was a cartoon clip. The characters spoke slowly. Their sentences were simple. I played the first line. A boy said, "Let's go to the park." I paused. Then I said it too. "Let's go to the park." At first, I was slow. I said the words without emotion, just like a robot. But I tried again. This time, I listened and repeated right away. No pause, just like an echo. I was surprised. It felt strange, but exciting. I was copying someone's English. I was speaking with rhythm, with feeling, with real speed. And for the first time, I was not thinking in my language. I was only copying in English. I practiced more. I played another line. "It's a sunny day." I said, "It's a sunny day." Then another. "Let's play football." I repeated. "Let's play football." My voice followed their voice. My brain followed their brain. That was the moment I discovered something powerful. When you shadow, your brain doesn't have time to translate. It can't go back to your native language because you are too busy listening and speaking at the same time. It's like running behind someone. You don't stop. You just follow. That's why shadowing helped me so much. It forced my brain to think directly in English. I didn't need to understand every word. I didn't need to be perfect. I just needed to copy again and again. Slowly, my brain started to feel the rhythm of English. It started to remember whole sentences, not just words. I did this every day. I made a new routine. First, I found a video. It had to be short, simple, and slow. Second, I listened to one sentence. Third, I shadowed the sentence with the same voice, the same speed,
the
the same feeling. Fourth, I played it again and shadowed it again. Fifth, I moved to the next line. Each session was 10 minutes, not more. But those 10 minutes changed my fluency. Sometimes I did shadowing out loud. Sometimes I did it in my head. When I was on the bus, walking or sitting quietly, I whispered the sentences. I copied them in my mind. This helped me train without anyone noticing. It was private practice. After a week, I noticed something. My brain started saying things automatically in English, just like the lines I shadowed. It's a sunny day. I'm feeling good. Let's go for a walk. These lines became part of me. I didn't translate them. I didn't build them. I just thought them like a native speaker. Shadowing did something special. It showed me how English sounds, not just the words, but the music of the language, the pauses, the speed, the emotion. It helped me feel English, not just study it. One day, I was talking to a friend. He said something in English. I answered fast, without thinking, without fear. He smiled. Your English is getting better. I smiled too, because I knew why. It was because of shadowing. If you are still thinking in your language, if you still speak slowly, if your words don't come easily, try shadowing. Find a video. Start small. Use short lines. Copy the speaker. Don't stop. Even if it feels weird, even if you make mistakes, keep going. Because shadowing is not about speaking perfectly. It's about training your brain to speak without thinking. And when that happens, your English becomes fast, clear, and natural. So do it today. Shadow one sentence, then another. Let your mind follow English. Let your voice copy English. Let your brain become faster, one line at a time. You will be amazed at how quickly you start to think in English. Chapter 6. My one-line habit that changed everything. Sometimes small things change your life. Not big things, not long study sessions, not difficult grammar books. Just one small habit, just one small idea. And for me, that idea was one line a day. Yes, just one line, one English sentence every morning. It started on a cold morning. I was tired. I didn't feel like learning English. My books were closed. My mind felt slow. I looked in the mirror and whispered, "Today is a good day." That was all day. Just that. But something felt different. That line stayed in my mind the whole day. Today is a good day. I thought it while brushing my teeth. I repeated it while walking. I said it again before sleeping. It was a simple sentence, but it stayed. It became part of my thought. And most importantly, it was in English. The next morning, I tried again. I stood in front of the mirror. I looked at myself and said, "I will speak better English today." That sentence was my promise. It gave me motivation. It gave me focus. It gave me power. So I made it a daily habit. Every day I created one simple English line. One sentence from my life, my feelings, my plans, anything. Some days it was, I feel happy today. I have a lot to do. I want to eat something sweet. My room is a mess. Let's
Let's
learn
learn
something
something
new.
new.
These lines
These
were
lines are
short,
short,
but they were
but they
real.
were real.
They came
They
from my
came from my
life.
life.
They came from
They
my
came
heart.
from my heart.
And that made
And
them
that made them
powerful.
powerful.
This
This
one-line habit
one
helped
habits
me in
helped
many
me in
ways.
many ways.
First,
First,
it gave
it
me a
gave me a
reason to
reason to
think in
think in
English
English
every
every
day.
day.
Even
Even
on
on
busy
business
days,
day,
even when I
even
had
when
no
I had
time,
no
I
time,
always
I
had
always
time
had
for
time
one
for one
line.
line.
Second, it
It
trained my
trained my
brain to
brain to
create
create the
original
original
sentences.
sentence.
Not
Not
just
just
copy,
copy,
not
not
just
just
repeat,
repeat,
but
but
create.
create.
Third,
So
it made me
it
feel
made me
proud.
felt proud.
That
The
sentence
sentence
was mine.
was mine.
I made it. I
And
owned it.
I owned
It
it.
was proof
It
that
was
I could
proof.
think in
I
English.
can.
After 1
After
week, I had
1 week, I
7
had a 7
sentences.
sentence.
After 1
After
month,
1
I
month,
had
I had a
30.
30.
I wrote
I
them in a
looked them in a
notebook. I
notebook.
called
I
it my
called it my
English
English
brain
brain
book.
book.
Sometimes I
Sometimes I
looked back
looked
at old
back at all the
sentences.
sentences.
I
I smiled.
smiled. I
I
could see
could
my
see my
journey.
journey.
I could see
I
how my
could see how my
sentences were
sentences were
growing,
growing,
becoming
becoming
stronger,
stronger,
becoming
becoming
longer,
longer,
becoming more
becoming more
natural.
natural.
This
These
small
small
habit
habits
created a
create a
big
big
change in
change
my
in
thinking
my thinking
speed.
speed.
Before
Before
this,
this,
I used
I
to
used
sit
to
for
sit for
hours and try
hours
to
and
write
try to
long
write long
paragraphs.
paragraphs.
It felt
It
heavy.
felt heavy.
I often
I
gave
often
up.
gave up.
But one
But
line,
one line,
that felt
that felt
easy.
easy.
That
That
felt
felt
light.
right.
And
And
because it was
because it
easy,
was easy,
I did
I
it
did
every
it
day.
every day.
No
No
stress,
stress,
no
no
pressure.
pressure.
And that's
And
the
that's the
secret.
secret.
When something
When
is
something
small,
is small,
your brain
your brain
says,
said,
yes, I
yes,
can
I
do
can do
this.
this.
And when you
And
do it
when you
again and
do this
again,
again and
your
again,
brain
your
starts
brain
to
starts to
change.
change.
It
It
becomes
became
faster.
faster.
It
It
becomes
became
stronger.
stronger.
It
It
becomes
became
trained.
trained.
One day I
One
was
day I
walking
was
home
walking
and I saw
home
a
and I
dog
saw a
chasing a
dog chasing a
ball.
dog.
Without
Without
thinking, I
thinking, I
said in
said
my
in my
mind,
mind,
that dog
that
is
dog
very
is very
excited.
excited.
That
The
line
line
came
came
fast.
past.
I didn't
I
plan
did
it. I
plan
didn't
it. I
translate it.
didn't
I
translate
just
it.
thought
I
it in
just thought it
English.
in
That
English.
was the
That
result
was
of
the
my
result
habit.
of my habits.
One line
One
a
line a
day,
day,
every day
every
for
day for
weeks.
weeks.
If you are
If you are
watching
watching
this
this
and
and
struggling to
struggling to
think in
think in
English, if
English,
you feel
if you feel
stuck,
stuck,
if your
if
brain
your
still
brain
goes back to
still
your
goes back
native
to your
language,
language,
try
try
this
these
habit
habits
right
right
now.
now.
Think of
Think of
one
one
sentence,
sentence,
something
something real,
real, something
something
true.
true.
Say it in
Say it in
English,
English,
say it
say it
again,
again,
say it
say it
slowly.
slowly.
Let it live
Let
in
it
your
live in
mind.
your mind.
Then
Then
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
make
make
another
another
one.
one.
Write it
Write it
down.
down.
Repeat it.
Repeat it.
Think
Think
it.
it.
Feel
Feel
it.
it.
This is not
This
just
is not
English
just English
practice. It's
practice, but
brain
it's brain
training.
training.
It's how you
It's
teach
how
your
you teach
mind to
your
speak
mind to
English
speak
like it's
English
your
like
first
it's your
language.
first language.
So, what will
So,
your
what will
line
your
be
line to
today?
be today?
Tell me in the
Tell me in the
comments.
comment.
Let's
Let's
share our
share our
one-line
one-line
habits.
habits.
Let's build this together, one small sentence at a time. Because one line a day can change your whole English journey. Chapter 7. What I did when I got stuck. Even after all my practice, even after building good habits, there were still
There were
moments when
still
I got
moments
stuck.
when I got stuck.
My brain
My brain
became
became
quiet.
quiet.
I
I
couldn't
couldn't
find
find
the
the word.
words. I
I
couldn't
couldn't
make the
make the
sentence.
sentence.
I
I
felt like I
felt
was
like
back
I
at the
was back
beginning.
at the beginning.
It was
It was
frustrating. I
frustrating.
had
I
been
had
doing
been
well.
doing well.
I was
I
thinking
was
in
thinking
English
English
every
every
day.
day.
I
I
was
was
speaking
speaking
more.
more.
But
But
suddenly,
suddenly,
I
I
stopped.
stopped.
My
My
thoughts
thought
didn't
didn't
come.
come.
I
I
felt like
felt
everything
like
had
everything had
disappeared from my
disappeared
head.
from my
I
head.
wanted to
I wanted
speak,
to
but
speak,
nothing
but
came
nothing
out.
came out.
In those
In those moments,
moments, I
I
felt
felt
small.
small.
I
I
felt
felt
slow.
slow.
I
I
felt
felt
like giving
like
up.
giving up.
But then I
But then I
realized
realized
something.
something.
Getting
Getting
stuck
stuck
was
was
not
not
failure.
failure.
It was
It was
part of the
part of the
journey.
journey. And
It was a
a
sign that
sign
I
that
was
I was
growing.
growing.
My brain
My
was
brain
trying
was
something
trying
new.
something new.
And
And
sometimes when
sometimes
we
when
try
you try
something new,
something
we
new,
feel
we feel
lost.
lost.
That's
That's
normal.
normal.
I told
I
myself
told
to stay
myself calm.
I told myself not to panic. I told myself, it's okay. You're learning. You're training your mind. I remembered the times I got stuck in my native language as a child. I didn't always have the words back then
either.
but I kept
I
going.
kept going.
I
I
learned.
learned.
I
I
improved.
improved.
English was the same. When I got stuck, I used tricks. Simple tricks. Powerful tricks. First, I used easy words. If I didn't know the perfect word, I used a simple one. If I didn't know exhausted, I said very tired. If I forgot delicious, I said very good taste. I learned to explain things, not to search for big words, but to say what I meant in a simple way. I stopped trying to be perfect. I just tried to be clear. This helped me move forward. I didn't pause for long. I kept speaking. I kept thinking, even with small words. Another thing I did was describe the word I didn't know. If I forgot the word refrigerator, I said the big cold box in the kitchen. If I forgot raincoat, I said the jacket you wear when it rains. People understood me. And more than that, my brain kept working in English. I didn't return to my native language. I stayed inside English. That was important because staying in English, even with mistakes, trained my mind to stay strong. I also used my hands. I pointed. I moved. I showed. If I forgot a word, I acted it out. I made small gestures. I smiled. I laughed. I stayed human. This made the conversation easier. It made people feel comfortable with me. And most importantly, it helped me speak when my brain was stuck. Sometimes I just paused and said, wait, let me think. I gave myself a few seconds. I let my mind breathe. Then I continued. Before, I thought pauses were bad. I thought silence was failure. But no, pauses are normal. Even native speakers pause. Even they forget words. Even they say, what's the word? I learned that silence is okay. Thinking is okay. Taking a breath is okay. It's part of speaking. There were days when I didn't want to practice. I felt tired. I felt slow. But I still did one small thing. I still made one thought in English. Even if I said only one sentence in my mind. Even if I just looked at my hand and said, this is my hand. That was enough. It told my brain, we are still going. We are not giving up. This habit helped me stay connected to English, even on hard days. I also remembered to be kind to myself, to say good things, to be patient. I didn't say, I'm stupid. I can't speak. I said, it's okay. I'm learning. I'm trying. I will improve. These small words helped me feel strong. They gave me energy. They reminded me why I started. And I asked for help. I wasn't afraid. I asked my friend, what's the word for this? I asked my teacher. Can I say it like this? I used a dictionary. I searched online. And slowly my words came back. I understood something powerful. Getting stuck is not the end. It's the beginning of learning. It's a doorway. When you get stuck, your brain is trying to build a new connection. If you push gently, that door will open. One of the most powerful moments was when I got stuck during a conversation, and I kept going. I said the wrong word. I
I
laughed.
laughed.
The other
The other
person
person
laughed too.
laughed too.
But they
But they
understood me.
understood
They
me.
didn't care
They
about
didn't
my
care about my
mistake.
mistake.
They
They
cared that I was
cared that I was
trying.
trying.
That
That
moment gave me
moment
so
gave me
much
so much
courage.
courage.
I
I
thought,
thought,
if I can
if I can
survive
survive
this,
this,
I can
I can
survive
survive
anything.
anything.
And from
And
that day,
from
I
that day,
was
I
less
was
afraid.
less afraid.
So
So
if you
if you
get
get
stuck while
stuck while
thinking in
thinking in
English,
English,
if your
if your
brain
brain stops,
stops, if you feel
if you feel
slow,
slow,
remember,
remember,
that is a
that
good
is
sign.
good sign.
It
It
means you are
means you are
growing.
growing.
It means
It
your
means
brain
your
is
brain is
working
working
hard.
hard.
Don't run
Don't
away.
run
Don't switch
Don't
back to
switch
your
back
native
to your
language.
native language.
Stay with
Stay
English.
with English.
Stay with the
Stay with the
process.
process.
Use small
Use small
words.
word.
Use your
Your
hands.
hand.
Use your
Use your
smile.
smile.
Use
Use
silence. And most importantly, use
use
your
your
heart.
heart.
Because thinking in
Because thinking in
English is
English
not
is
about
not
speaking
about speaking
fast.
fast. It's
It's about
about
never
never
giving
giving
up.
up.
Even when your
Even
mind
when
is
your mind
quiet.
is quiet.
Even when your
Even when
words are
your words
lost.
are lost.
Keep
People
going. Keep trusting. Your
Your
words will
word
come
will
back.
come back.
Your
Your
English will
will
grow.
grow. Your
Your brain
brain
will
will
learn. Just
just
like mine
like a
did.
mind.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8.
Speaking after thinking.
After thinking.
My first
My first
conversation.
conversation.
I still
I
remember
still
the first
remember
real
real
conversation I
conversation
had
I
in
had in
English
English
after I started thinking in
thinking
English.
English.
It was
It
not
was
in a
not in a
classroom.
classroom.
It
It
was
was
not
not
part of
part
a
of a
lesson.
lesson.
It was
It
a
was a
real
real
life
life
moment.
moment.
And it
And it
changed
changed
everything
everything
for
for
me.
me.
Before that
Before
day, I
that day,
had
I
been
had
thinking
been
in
thinking
English for
English for
weeks.
weeks.
In my mind, I spoke to myself every morning. I described my room, my food, my plans. I shadowed videos. I repeated simple lines. I was building English in my brain, brick by brick. But
But
speaking to
speaking to
someone,
someone,
that
that
still
still
scared me.
scared me.
What if I
What if I
forgot
forget
words?
wrong?
What if I
What if
said
I
something
said something
wrong?
wrong?
What if
What
they
if they
laughed?
laughed?
My
My
brain
brain
was
was
learning,
learning,
but my
but
mouth
my
still
mouth
felt
still
afraid.
felt afraid.
Then
Then
one day,
something
something happened.
happened.
I was
I
sitting
was
in a
sitting
small
in a small
cafe.
cafe.
I was
I was
alone.
alone.
I had
I
my
had my
notebook and a
notebook and
cup
a
of
cup of
tea.
tea.
A
A
tourist
tourist
walked
walked
in.
in.
He
He
looked
looked
confused.
confused.
He
He
didn't know the
didn't know
local
the
language.
local language.
He asked,
Asked,
"Can I
"Can
sit
I
here?"
sit here?"
I looked
I
up.
looked up.
I froze for a
Froze
second.
for a second.
Then
Then
something
something
amazing
amazing
happened.
happened.
My brain
My
didn't
brain didn't
translate. It
translate.
didn't
It
pause.
didn't
It
pause.
didn't
It
ask me
didn't
to
ask
build a
me.
sentence. It just
It just
answered,
yes.
"Yes, of
Of
course."
course.
The words
The
came from
word
my
came from
mouth
my
like
mouth,
they were
like they
always
were
there.
always there.
Natural,
Natural,
easy.
easy.
I felt
I felt
surprised.
surprised.
My brain
My
had
brain
already
had
thought the
already
answer
thought
in
the answer
English
in English
before I
before
even
I
opened
even
my
opened my
mouth.
mouth.
He
He
smiled
smiled
and sat
and
down.
sat down.
After a
After
few
a few
minutes, he
minutes, he
asked me
asked
something
me something
else.
else.
He said,
Is this
"Is the food good here?"
here?
And again,
And
I
again,
answered
I
without
answered
thinking. I
without
said,
thinking. I said,
"Yes, it's
yes, it's
nice.
nice.
I
I
come here
come
a
here
lot."
a lot.
That was it.
That was it.
But that short
But that short
reply felt
reply
like a
felt
big
like a
victory.
big victory.
I didn't
I
search for
didn't search for
words.
words.
I
I
didn't
didn't
panic.
panic.
I didn't
I didn't
translate. I
translate.
just
I just
spoke.
spoke.
And that's when I
And that's when I
realized
realized
this was my
this
first
was my
real
first real
conversation in
conversation in
English.
English.
Not a
Not
school
a school
exercise, not a
exercise,
practice
not a
test.
practical test.
A real
A real
moment,
moment.
a real
A real
person,
person.
a real
A real
voice.
voice.
And I was a
And
part of it.
was.
We kept talking.
He kept
He asked
talking.
me
He
where I
asked
was
me where
from.
I was
I
born.
told him.
I told
He
him.
said he was traveling. I asked where he had been. He told me
He told me
stories.
stories.
I listened.
I listened.
I understood. I
I
smiled.
smiled.
I
I
laughed.
laughed.
I
I
replied.
replied.
The
The
conversation was not
was not
perfect.
perfect.
I made
I made a
mistakes.
mistake.
I forgot
I forgot a
words.
word.
But I
But I
stayed
stayed
in
in
English. I stayed
I stayed
present.
present.
I
I
stayed
stayed
confident.
confident.
And
And
that
that
was the
was the
biggest
biggest
moment
moment
in
in
my
my
learning
learning
journey.
journey.
That night I
That
walked
night, I
home
walked
with a
home with a
smile.
smile.
I felt something new inside me. Pride. Not the kind of pride that comes from winning a prize, but the kind that comes from knowing you worked hard, that you didn't give up, that you kept going even when it was difficult. I looked at the sky and whispered, I did it. I was not just learning English anymore. I was living in it. That one conversation gave me power. It gave me proof that I could do it. And after that, I started speaking more. I joined small conversations. I said hello to people. I asked simple questions. And slowly, my words became stronger. My fear became smaller. My confidence started to grow like a tree. I didn't wait for big moments anymore. I created small ones. In the shop, I asked, how much is this? At the bus stop, I said, excuse me, is this going to the city? At the library, I asked, can I borrow this book? These were not big conversations, but they were real, and they came from the English inside my brain. The English I had been thinking for weeks. I understood something important. When you think in English, your brain becomes ready. It holds the words. It builds the sentence before you speak. Then, when the moment comes, the words just fall out of your mouth. You don't need to push them. You don't need to chase them. You just speak. And people understand you. And you understand them. That is the beauty of thinking in English. If you are still afraid to speak, if your brain still freezes when someone talks to you, please know it's okay. It happened to me many times too. But don't give up. Keep thinking in English. Keep building the words in your mind. Keep having silent conversations with yourself. Because one day someone will ask you something, and you will answer. Not from fear, but from confidence, from practice, from your new English mind. You won't need to plan every word. You won't need to translate. You'll just speak. And in that moment, you will feel something powerful. You will feel free. You will feel fluent. You will feel proud of yourself. Just like I did. That first conversation was not long. It was not perfect, but it was mine. And it started a new chapter in my English story. And you will have your moment too. Chapter 9. The mistakes that helped me the most. When people talk about learning English, they often talk about success. They say, I spoke fluently. I read a full book. I had a conversation without fear. But today, I want to talk about something different. I want to talk about my mistakes. Because my mistakes helped me more than any textbook, more than any class, more than any app. My mistakes were my greatest teachers. And once I stopped being afraid of them, my English started to grow faster. I remember one day I was at a cafe again. A waiter came and asked, would you like anything else? I smiled and said, yes, I would like tea. He paused, smiled kindly, and said, you mean you'd like some tea? I laughed. I nodded. Yes, I'd like some tea. It was a small mistake, just a wrong word. But that moment stayed with me. Not because I was embarrassed, but because I learned something real. After that, I never said it wrong again. Before that, I was scared to make mistakes. I stayed silent many times. I wanted to speak, but I thought, what if I say it wrong? So I said nothing. I waited for the perfect sentence to appear in my head. But that sentence never came, and I missed so many chances to speak. Then one day, I asked myself, what's worse, saying something wrong or saying nothing at all? And I realized the answer. Saying nothing was worse. Staying silent was the real mistake. So I changed my thinking. I told myself, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to speak badly. It's okay to try. And that changed everything. I started making mistakes on purpose, not big ones, but small ones. I used the wrong tense. I used the wrong word. But I kept going. I didn't stop. And every time someone corrected me, I listened. I smiled. I said, thank you. Then I practiced that word again and again. That's how I learned. One of my favorite mistakes was when I was talking about the weather. I said, today is snowing. My friend laughed and said, you mean it is snowing? I laughed too. I felt a little shy, but inside, I felt proud. Because I had tried. I had made a sentence. It was wrong, but it was brave. And now, whenever it snows, I say the sentence correctly because of that mistake. Sometimes I mixed up words. I said kitchen instead of chicken, or beach instead of, well, you know. Yes, that mistake was a big one. People laughed. I laughed too. It was funny and a little embarrassing. But those are the moments you never forget. And because I laughed, the lessons stayed in my brain. That's how learning works. The more emotion, the deeper the memory. I made grammar mistakes too. Many times I said, he go to school. Someone corrected me. He goes to school. I said, I can to swim. They said, no, I can swim. It happened again and again, but I didn't stop. I saw each mistake as a light showing me the right path. And the more I walked that path, the easier it became. Sometimes I made mistakes and no one corrected me. But later, when I read a book or watched a video, I found the right way. And I smiled. I said, now I understand. That's why it's important to keep learning, even after you make mistakes. Don't stop. Don't feel bad. Just keep going. Because mistakes are part of the journey. They are proof that you are trying. Now, when I help other English learners, I tell them the same thing. Make mistakes. Don't be afraid. Make many. Learn from all of them. When you see English learners who speak well, don't think they are perfect. No. They made hundreds of mistakes, thousands, but they didn't stop. They made mistakes with courage, and that courage gave them fluency. My biggest mistake was being afraid to speak, being afraid to be wrong. That fear wasted time. If I had started speaking earlier, even with broken English, I would have improved faster. But now I understand. Every broken sentence I said helped me build a better one later. So if you're watching this and you feel scared, if your mouth wants to speak, but your brain says, what if I say it wrong? I understand you. I've been there. But please don't wait for perfect English. Don't wait for the best word. Don't wait for the best moment. Just speak. Just try. Just let your mistakes teach you. Because when you make mistakes, you are not failing. You are growing. You are building the real English inside you. Not classroom English, not exam English, but living English. Human English. The kind people speak. The kind people understand. So today, say something. Anything. Say it wrong. Say it with mistakes. Then smile. Then try again. Because that's how I learned. That's how everyone learns. And that's how you will learn too. Chapter 10. Now I think in English without trying. Today something amazing has happened to me. I no longer have to remind myself to think in English. I no longer have to push my brain. I no longer feel tired while speaking. Because now I think in English without trying. It just happens. It feels natural. It feels automatic. I never thought this would happen, but it did. And I want to tell you what it feels like. Not to show off, but to give you hope. Because if I can reach this point, then you can too. I still remember the beginning, when every English word felt strange, when I had to translate everything in my mind, when I spoke slowly with fear in my heart. I remember the pain, the silence, the confusion. But I also remember the first line I spoke in my brain. I wake up. I remember that moment clearly. It was small, but it was the beginning. I didn't know then how powerful that moment would become. I didn't know that one small sentence would lead to a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing the world. Now my brain speaks English before I do. I look at a cup and think, I need some tea. I hear a noise and think, what was that sound? I see a child playing and think, he looks so happy. I don't build the sentences. They build themselves. I don't force the words. The words come to me. I don't translate. I don't pause. I just live in English. It's part of me now. I still make mistakes. I still forget words. But now I don't stop. I don't feel ashamed. I just keep going. Because my brain no longer asks, what is this in my language? It asks, how can I say this in simple English? And the answers come, not always perfectly, but fast, smooth, and clear. This didn't happen in one day. It didn't happen by luck. It happened because I practiced every day. I thought in English, even when no one was listening. I repeated small lines. I described my actions. I imagined conversations. I made mistakes. I laughed. I learned. And I kept going. Even when I felt tired. Even when I wanted to stop. I kept thinking in English. Even when it felt slow. And then one day, without planning, I realized something. I hadn't thought in my native language all day, not even once. I had walked, talked, listened, imagined, all in English. That was the moment, the quiet moment when I knew I had changed, when I knew my mind was now bilingual, when I knew I had done it. Now I enjoy speaking English. I enjoy listening to it. I enjoy writing, reading, thinking. I enjoy the feeling of expressing myself in another language, a language that once scared me, a language that once felt impossible. Now it feels like home, like a part of me that was always waiting to be discovered. And you can have this too, I promise. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know every rule. You don't need to speak fast. You just need to think one thought in English today, then one more tomorrow. You just need to make it a habit. a small one,
a small one,
a daily one. You don't need
You
a
don't
teacher
need
for
a
that.
teacher for that.
You just need
You
yourself,
just need
your mind, your heart, and your belief.
your
A
belief.
long journey. But if it
But if
touched
it
your
touched
heart,
your heart,
if it felt like your
felt
story
like your
too,
story too,
then
then
please do
please
one
do
thing
one
now.
thing now.
Write one
Write
sentence
one
in English in the
sentence.
comments. Just one. It can be simple. I am learning English. I can do this. Today is a good day. I will read your sentence. I will reply. Because I want to help you take the first step. And if this video gave you hope, gave you strength, or made you feel understood, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with one friend who is also learning English. Your support helps me make more videos like this, more stories, more help, more heart.
More heart.
Because this is not just about learning English. It's about becoming confident, becoming brave, becoming the person you always wanted to be. And it all starts in your mind. So start now. Think one sentence in English and let your new life begin.
Yes, I finished this Saturday. The title is Think in English Like a Native.
Welcome to my channel, my friends.
I'm very sleepy and I stopped talking English because I fell asleep a short time. Yeah. I wake up 3 o'clock a.m. and I went to the gym and weight training about 30 minutes, and I come back to my home and shower. Then I shadowing my English training. It's my morning routine. About 1 hour, I trying to settle in English, and in the midst I fell asleep because I am very, very sleepy. But I will try again and again and again. Yeah, it's a pulse settling study. I will be more settling today. Bye. People's settling on April 4. The title is Learn About Money Before It's Too Late. Learn about money before it's too late. Let's start.
This is not just another video. This is the video I wish someone made for me when I was lost, broke, confused, angry, tired of watching everyone else succeed while I kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong?
What am I doing wrong?
Why does money always slip away from me? Why am I working hard but still struggling? Let me tell you something no one will say honestly. The system is not designed to make you rich. The system is designed to keep you busy, distracted, insecure, and broke. So you become a customer for the rest of your life. And here's the truth. Nobody is coming to teach you about money. Not school, not college, not even your parents. Because they were never taught either. That's why this video matters. Because today, we break that cycle. Today, you stop being a victim of the money game. And you start playing it like a master. This is not about getting rich overnight. This is not about fake hustle culture or Lamborghini dreams. This is about something much deeper. understanding how money really works. So that no matter where you were born, what you study, or how poor you feel right now, you will finally learn how to take control of your financial life. No shortcuts, no sugarcoating, just 12 brutally honest, deeply powerful, emotionally real rules about money. That will change how you think, how you live, and how you build your future. This isn't just a video. This is war. A war between the you who stays confused about money and the you who finally understands it and builds the life others only dream of. Now, let's begin. Rule 1. Money is a tool, not the goal. If you ask most people what they want in life, they say, I want money. But here's the question. Why? What will you do with it? You see, money itself is nothing but paper or numbers on a screen. It has no value until you use it. To create time, to buy freedom, to protect your health, to support your dreams, to build your life. But here's the trap. When people don't understand money, they chase it blindly. They run after jobs they hate. They start businesses they don't care about. They burn out, sell their soul, sacrifice their health, and kill their happiness just to earn more. But even after they earn more, they still feel empty. They buy a bigger house, but the arguments at home remain. They buy a luxury car, but the loneliness doesn't go away. They get likes on Instagram, but still cry silently at night, because money was never the goal. The goal was always peace, freedom, control over your time, the ability to say no, the chance to help your family, to take care of yourself, and to live on your terms. That's what money is for. It's not a trophy. It's not a number. It's not about looking rich. It's a weapon, a key, a shield. And if you don't understand it, you'll use it the wrong way. Or let others use it to control you. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people. Person A earns $100,000 a year. He has a big house, 2 cars, a smartwatch, and expensive clothes. But he's drowning in loans. He works 12 hours a day. He's tired, stressed, and can't take even 1 month off. If he loses his job, his entire life collapses. Person B earns $30,000 a year. He lives in a small apartment. He doesn't wear brands, but he has zero debt. He invests every month. He works from home, travels when he wants, reads books, and sleeps peacefully. And most importantly, he controls his life. Now tell me, who is truly rich? That's the difference between chasing money and using money wisely. So remember this rule always. Money is not your master. It's your tool. Use it to build peace, not just possessions. Because when you finally understand this, your entire relationship with money will change forever. Rule 2. You don't need to be rich to learn about money. Here's another dangerous lie that ruins people's future. I'll learn about money later, when I start earning more. No, that's how you stay broke forever. Because money doesn't just respond to how much you earn. It responds to how much you understand it. Think about this. If someone gives you $10,000 today, but you've never learned how to manage money, that money will disappear in a few months. You'll buy things you don't need. You'll try to impress people who don't care. You'll fall into credit card traps, bad investments, fake gurus, and lifestyle addiction. And you'll be back at zero. Or worse, in debt. That's what happens when you wait to learn about money. Let me tell you something raw and honest. The best time to learn about money is when you have none. Because that's when you're humble. That's when you're hungry. That's when every dollar matters. You don't
You
need
don't need a
millions to
million
read
to
about
read about
compound
compound
interest.
interest.
You don't
You
need big
don't need a
salary
big
to learn how
salary
to
to learn
save.
how to save.
You don't
You
need
don't
wealth
need
to
wealth
understand
to
wealth
understand
building.
wealth
You
building.
just need
You
to
just
start
need to start
now. Read books.
Read books.
Watch free
Watch
videos.
free video.
Learn how banks
Learn how
work.
banks work.
Understand
Understand
inflation. Know how debt traps
Know
work.
how debt
Learn
traps
budgeting.
work.
Practice saving.
Practice
Track
saving.
your spending.
Track your
Because when the
spending.
money does
When the
come,
money does come,
and it will,
and it will,
you'll be
you'll be
ready.
ready.
You'll protect
You'll
it,
protect
grow
it,
it, multiply
multiply it,
use it with
use it
purpose.
with purpose.
Let me give you an
Let me give
example.
you an
A poor
example.
boy
A poor
earns
boy
$300 a month,
$300 a month.
but he saves
He saves
$30.
$30.
He reads
Only
one
the
money
one
book
money
every
book
month.
every month.
He learns how to
He learns
budget,
how to
how to build
budget, how to
credit,
build
how
credit,
compound
how
interest
compound
works.
interest works.
He starts
He
investing
starts
small,
investing small,
learns about
about
tax,
tax,
avoids
avoid
bad
bad
debt,
debt,
lives
live
below his
below his
means.
means.
10 years
10
later,
years later,
he's
he's
financially
financially
stable.
stable.
While people
While
earning
people
five
on
times
5
his
times
salary are
his
still
salary
living
are still
paycheck to
living paycheck
paycheck.
to paycheck.
How? Because he understood
Because he
money
understood
before
the
he
money
earned
before he
more.
earned more.
So please remember
So
this.
please remember this.
Don't wait for more
Don't
money
wait
to
for
learn about
more
money.
money to learn
Learn
about.
now,
Learn now.
and more money
And
will
more
come to
money will
you
come to you
and stay
and
with
stay
you.
with you.
This one
This one
rule
rule
can change
can
your
change your
destiny.
destiny.
Rule 3.
Rule 3.
Time is
Time
more
is
powerful
more
than
powerful
money.
than money.
Most people
Most
think the
people
secret to
think
building wealth is earning
wealth
more
is
money.
earning more money.
Wrong.
Wrong.
The real
The real
secret is
secret is
understanding the power of time. Because time is the only thing you can't buy, borrow, beg, or steal. Here's the truth.
Here's the truth.
Time is what
Time is
separates
what
the rich
separates
from
the
the
rich
poor.
from the poor.
Not talent,
Not talent,
not
not
education,
education,
not even hard
not
work.
even hard work.
Let me explain.
Let me explain.
There's something
There's
called
something
compound
called
growth,
compound growth.
the most
The
powerful
most
force in the
powerful force
financial
in the
world.
financial world.
It means this.
That means this.
If you plant a
If
seed
you
today,
plant a seed
water
today,
it, and
water
wait.
it and wait.
It doesn't
It
just grow
doesn't
into a
just grow
tree.
into a tree.
It produces
It
more
produces more
seeds,
seed,
which grow
which
into more
grow
trees.
more trees.
And those
And
trees
those
give
trees
more
give
fruit.
more fruit.
And that
And
fruit
that
creates more
creates more
seeds.
seed.
That's how money
That's how
grows.
money grows.
Not by
Not by
earning
earning
big,
big,
but by
but by
starting early
starting
and
early
letting
and
time do
letting
the
time
heavy
do
lifting.
heavy lifting.
Let's take two
Let's take
friends.
2 friends.
Alex
Alex
starts
starts
investing at age
investing at age
20.
20.
He
He
puts
put
$100 every
$100
month
every
into a
month
simple
into a
index
simple
fund.
index fund.
Nothing
Nothing
fancy,
fancy.
just
Just
$100 per month.
$100 per month.
He keeps
He
doing it
kept
till
doing
he's
it till
30.
he's 30.
That's 10
That's
years
10
equals
years.
$12,000 total.
$12,000
Ben
total.
starts at age
Ben
30.
started at age
He
30.
also
He
invests
also invests
$100 per
$100 a
month,
month.
but he
But
does
he
it
does
until
it
he's
until
60.
he's 60.
That's 30
That's 30
years
years.
equals $36,000 total.
Total.
Now guess what happens? Even
Even
though
though
Alex only invested for 10 years and Ben invested for 30 years, Alex ends up with more money. Why?
Why?
Because he gave
He
his money
gave
more
his
time
money
to
more
grow.
time to grow.
That's the
That's the
brutal
brutal
magic of compound
of
interest.
compound invest.
Your money
Your
earns
money earns
interest.
interest.
Then your
Then
interest
your
earns
interest earns
interest.
interest.
Then your
Then
interest's
your
interest
interest
earns more
earns
interest.
more interest.
And soon,
And soon
it grows like a snowball rolling down a mountain. But most people don't get this.
Don't get this.
They say,
I'm
I'm young.
young.
I'll start saving later. I'll invest after I earn more. I'll think about the future when I'm older. And by the time they start, it's too late. They lost the one thing they can never get back. Time. So let me say this as clearly as I can. Start now. Even if it's just $5, even if it's just saving in a jar, even if it feels small, even if it doesn't feel like real money. Because it's not about how much, it's about when. And when you start early, time becomes your best friend. But if you wait, time becomes your biggest enemy. Here's what no one tells you. Every day you delay. Every week you say, I'll do it next month. Every year you say, I'll start when I earn more. You are burning money. Not spending, burning. The money that could have been yours is disappearing into the hands of someone who started before you. So if you're watching this right now, this is your alarm clock. This is your second chance. Don't wait for someday. Someday is not a day of the week. Start now. Because time is your richest currency. And once it's gone, it never comes back. Rule 4. Control money. Or it will control you. Let me ask you something serious. Do you know where every dollar, every rupee, every pound of your income goes every month? Do you track it? Or does it vanish? If you don't control your money, it will start controlling your life. Quietly, silently, dangerously. Here's what happens when you don't have control over your money. You live paycheck to paycheck, even with a decent salary. You panic when an emergency comes. You avoid checking your bank account out of fear. You say yes to things you can't afford just to avoid judgment. You borrow from credit cards or friends just to survive. You feel tired, stressed, ashamed, like a prisoner with invisible chains. And slowly, money becomes your master. You don't decide what you want to do in life. Your bills do. You don't quit a toxic job. Your rent doesn't allow it. You don't travel, dream, or take risks. Because money holds the remote control of your life. But here's the truth. You were born to be free. Not controlled by numbers, not scared of money, not a slave to your expenses. You don't need to be rich to take back control. You just need to do one thing. Tell your money where to go. Instead of wondering where it went. That's called budgeting. But most people hate that word. They think it's boring or for poor people. Wrong. Budgeting is not punishment. It's power. It's how you take control back. It's how you say, this is my money. I worked hard for it. And now I choose how it serves me. Imagine you get $500 this month and you don't plan it. You buy food, coffee, clothes, order takeout, scroll Amazon, lend a friend some money, swipe your card at the movies. End of the month. You have $4 left. You feel guilty. You say, where did it go? You get stressed. You repeat the cycle. Now imagine the same $500. But this time, you plan every dollar. Rent, $150. Food, $100. Transport, $50. Savings, $50. Emergency fund, $30. Fun money, $50. Education, $20. MISC, $50. Now every dollar has a purpose. You still enjoy your life, but with control. And most importantly, you don't feel lost. You feel strong, calm, clear, confident. Because you're the boss, not the victim. So remember this. Money loves clarity. Money obeys order. Money respects discipline. The moment you stop treating money like a mystery and start treating it like a plan, it starts working for you. Because money has only two options. Either you control it, or it controls you. And I promise you, life is so much better when you're the one in charge. Rule 5. Avoid looking rich. Focus on becoming rich. There's a silent war going on, and most people are losing without even realizing it. Not because they're lazy, not because they're unlucky, but because they are busy trying to look rich, instead of actually becoming rich. The world today is addicted to appearances. A 22-year-old scrolls through Instagram, sees someone her age in Dubai, sipping champagne, holding a designer bag, and thinks, I'm falling behind. A man in his 30s feels embarrassed pulling up in an old car while his friend just leased a new BMW. So, what does he do? He upgrades too, even if it means debt, stress, and pretending. This is how the world traps you. It sells you the illusion of success, so you spend your real money to look like you have more than you do. And in doing so, you lose the game. Let me give you an example that will open your eyes. There are two types of rich people. One, the loud, poor rich. These people wear luxury, flex vacations, post every meal, and talk big. But behind the scenes, they are buried in credit card debt. They're emotionally exhausted. They don't sleep peacefully. And if they lose their job, their entire image collapses. Why? Because they are rich on the outside, poor on the inside. Two, the quiet, true rich. They drive simple cars, wear regular clothes, eat at home, no gold chains, no bragging, no flexing. But behind the scenes, they have savings, investments, freedom, peace, and power. If a crisis comes, they don't panic. They write a check. If they lose a client, they don't break down. They have 5 more income streams. They are rich on the inside, even if they look simple outside. That's who you want to become. Looking rich is easy. Buy things you can't afford. Use money you don't have. Impress people who don't care. But real wealth? That takes discipline, sacrifice, long-term thinking, quiet moves, years of saying no to the wrong things. Here's the real truth. The people who look the richest often have the least wealth. And the people who look the simplest often have the deepest financial strength. Let me make it even clearer. Real success is when you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Real power is walking into a room and knowing you can afford everything, but choosing to buy nothing. Real freedom is saying no, not yes. Real wealth is peace of mind, not pictures for likes. So ask yourself, are you spending to look successful or to build success? Are you trying to impress or trying to grow? Are you looking rich or becoming rich? Because if you keep chasing appearance, you'll stay broke forever. Patience and quiet growth. You'll build a life that no camera can capture. And that, my friend, is where real wealth lives. Rule 6. Spend less than you earn. No matter what. This is the oldest, simplest, and most ignored rule in money. But it is the foundation of everything. If you break this rule, no amount of talent, ambition, or luck will save you. But if you live by it, even if you earn little, you will win the game. Here's the rule. Spend less than you earn. Always. No matter how little you earn. No matter how big your dreams are. Because if you don't, you are running backwards on a treadmill. Imagine two people. Person A earns $5,000 a month and spends $5,500. Person B earns $1,200 a month and spends only $1,000. Now most people will say, wow, person A is earning great, but look closely. Person A is actually going backwards every month. They are creating a minus. Person B is going forward, even if slowly. They are creating a plus. One is building a hole. The other is building a wall. One is building a trap. The other is building freedom. It doesn't matter how much you earn. It only matters how much you keep. You don't become rich by earning more. You become rich by keeping more of what you earn and letting it grow. Let me take this even deeper. Most people think their problem is income, but 80% of the time it's actually spending. They get a raise. They upgrade everything. They earn a bonus. They buy new clothes, new gadgets, new furniture. And when the next emergency hits, they're broke again. Why? Because they didn't learn how to live below their means. This rule is not about living poor. It's about living smart. It's about
It's about
controlling your
controlling your
lifestyle so you don't
lifestyle
become a
so you
slave to
don't
it.
become a slave
You
to
know
it.
what's more
You know
dangerous
what's
than
more
poverty?
dangerous to poverty?
Pretend
Pretend
wealth.
wealth.
The kind that
The
keeps
kind
you
that keeps
smiling
you smiling
outside
outside
and
and
crying at night inside.
inside.
Here's a challenge
Here's
for
a
you.
challenge for you.
No matter
No matter
what your
what your
income
income
is,
is,
commit this to
commit this to
yourself.
yourself.
I will
I
always
will
save
always
something,
say something.
even if it's
Even
$1.
if it's $1.
I will never
I will
spend
never spend
100% of my
100% of
income.
my income.
I will
I will
separate
separate
wants from
wants
needs.
from needs.
I will
I
build a
need to build
habit
a
of
habit
keeping
of
more
keeping more
before I
before I
dream of
dream of
earning
earning
more.
more.
Because this is the habit
This
that
is a
builds
habit that builds
millionaires.
millionaires.
Not a big
Not a
salary,
big salary,
not a lucky
not a
business,
lucky business,
but the simple
but the
decision to
simple
spend
decision
less
to
than you
spend
earn
less than you earn
every
every
single
single
month.
month.
And if you think,
If you
but I'm not
think,
earning enough to
but I'm
save,
not earning enough to
let me
save,
tell you
let me
the
tell you
brutal
the brutal
truth.
truth.
If you can't
If
save
you can save
$10 out of
$10
100,
out of 100,
you won't save
you won't save
$1,000 out of
$1,000 out of
$10,000.
$10.
Because saving
Because
is not
saving
about
is not
income.
about income.
It's
It's
about
about
discipline.
discipline.
So build
So
that
build that
now,
now,
even
even
with
with a
small
small
amounts.
amount.
Because if you
Because
can
if you
control the
control
small
the
money,
small money,
one day
one
you'll
day
be
you will
trusted
be
with the
trusted
big
with the big
money.
money.
And when
And
that day
when that
comes,
day
you'll look
comes,
back
you
and
look
say,
back and
this
say,
one
this
habit
one
saved
habit
my
saved
life.
my life.
Rule 7.
Rule 7.
Make your money
Make your
work for
money
you,
work for you.
or you'll
You'll
work for
work
money forever.
forever.
This rule is
This
the
rule is
line
the
between
line
freedom
between
and
freedom and
slavery.
slavery.
Because here's the hard
Here's the
truth
hard
nobody
truth
wants to
nobody
say out
wants to
loud.
say out loud.
If your only
If
source
your
of
only
income
source
is
of
your
income
time,
is your time,
then you're
then
not
you are
free.
not free.
You're
You are
trapped.
trapped.
Let me explain
Let me
why.
explain why.
Most people
Most
trade time for
people
money.
trade time
They
for
work
money.
8
They work
hours. They
8
get
hours. They
paid.
get paid.
If they stop
If they
working,
stop working,
the money stops
stops
too.
too.
But time
But
is
time
limited.
is limited.
You only
You
get
only get
24 hours a
24
day.
hours a day.
So what
So what
happens?
happens?
You work
You
harder.
work harder.
You work
You work
longer.
longer.
You
You
sacrifice
sacrifice
weekends. You say
You
no
say
to your
no to your
dreams, your
dreams,
family,
your
your
family, your
health,
health,
just to earn enough to
enough to
survive.
survive.
That is
That is
not
not
living.
living.
That
That
is
is
surviving.
surviving.
And you can't
And
escape
you
this
can
trap
escape
until
this
you
trap
understand
until you
one
understand the one
life-altering
life
principle. Money
Money
must
must
also
also
work,
work,
just
just
like
like
you
you
do.
do.
Your money
Your
should
money
go out
shouldn't
into the
go out
world
into
like
the
an
world like an
employee
employee
and come
and then
back to
come
you
back
with
to
more
you
money.
with more money.
If you earn
If you earn
$1,000
$1,000
and
and
that's
that's
all you ever have, you will always
you'll
stay
always
stuck.
stay stuck.
But if you
But
earn
if you earn
$1,000
$1,000
and
and
invest
invest
$200 of it
$200
wisely,
wisely,
then that
then that
$200 starts
$200 start
growing.
growing.
It starts
It
earning
start earning
interest.
interest.
It
It
starts
start
creating income. Without your
Without your
hands,
hand,
your time, your
your
labor.
labor.
That's called
That's
passive
called
income.
passive income.
And it's how
And
real
this is how
wealth is
real.
built. Imagine two
Imagine
people
two
again,
people again,
but this
but this
time
time
not
not
based on
based on
salary.
salary.
Sarah works as a teacher.
works as a teacher.
Every month she saves a little and buys dividend-paying stocks. She doesn't understand everything, but she learns slowly. After 5 years, her investments give her $150 per month. That $150 pays her electricity bill. She keeps investing. 10 years later, her investments cover half her rent. 15 years later, she doesn't need to work anymore. Jason, on the other hand, earns double her salary but never invests. He lives bigger, eats out more, buys the latest phone, drives a new car. He looks successful, but he must keep working forever. If he stops, his income ends. If he gets sick, he has nothing. Sarah now has time. Jason has chains. Why? Because Sarah made her money work. Jason only worked.